Alright, so I finally got the nerve to get in front of this camera again. And if you only know how much content I had filmed before I deleted all this crap, I had Berkeley's story told out, a couple versions of it. I had a good portion of my story told. Probably close, like it's probably 8 or 10 hours, of storytelling and whatnot. One thing that I haven't really touched on too much, I guess, is the lifestyle of travelers, whether it be tramps, hobos, or vagrants, vagabonds, hippies, deadheads, punks, scumpucks, gutter punks, and everything and everybody in between. There's a lot of different people attracted to this lifestyle that end up all meshing together, and it's pretty crazy. Some things that I've discussed about like rainbow and how I don't want to concentrate on that still plays a pretty large part, and a lot of people do support that. I could tell you, like how I lived and whatnot, and works better. So bought 2 things of steaks the other day. Big old fat pieces of steaks. Man, he eat a keto diet. It is expensive, but fortunately you can buy stuff on the street. And I don't mind buying stolen shit. Like if it came from Walgreens or if it came from a grocery store. And many times when I've traveled, when I'm in town, need something to eat, no hungry, maybe dog food. Alright. Really tough. Really tough still. Oh man, almost choked to death. Okay, but there's a couple similarities between all the different types of people. A lot of us, depending on how you look at it or whatnot, use drugs or suffer from like some type of addiction. Some more so than others, some less than others, some not at all. It's just a society and a group of people, and some people do and some people don't. There's, in a lot of cases, people have mental health issues, if not because they came from whatever their past is that got them into the traveling lifestyle. And you got to think, I've heard, countless people's stories, because not the place for it. They come on the show, and if I record them, that would be a different story. But just for an example, like some kid, if he was to tell me, he had a troubled past, or knew a couple kids that were in foster care. No such thing, turn 18, you ain't got really nowhere to go, but you're 18, so, and quite a few kids start traveling like that. Kids that start traveling earlier, like 16, 17. A good friend of mine was 17 when she started traveling. I didn't believe her at first. She's so tiny, but she actually got, I'm trying to think of the word, emaciated. Basically said that she was considered an adult, and that her mom didn't have custody of her anymore. And like I've been with the cops and her like many times, so I know this is totally factual. First time I ever heard the cops, everybody was on mushrooms, tripping out on the hate, and cops kill them, so everybody takes off running. Well, I stay there with her, because I ain't just going to ditch her, you know, me in Berkeley. But it attracts a lot of, like, lost kids like that. And I think that's why we always, my accordion, I play that Ruth B. song, Lost Boys, talking about Neverland and stuff. And for a lot of us, track was like, you know, our Neverland. For whatever reason, people left life. And then one day just meets kids and start hitchhiking across the country and riding freight trains across the country and seeing all kinds of shit. And just do that, you know, for a couple of years, but have a whole different outlook on life. When I say, you know, like, we're a dying breed, and that's true in a lot of senses. I don't believe that this type of lifestyle would ever, like, cease to exist, because it's just like, I don't know. It just wouldn't. It wouldn't be capable. You know, like, as long as freight trains are, as long as crazy, there's a lot of people on the planet that, you know, so it's kind of hard to just wipe out everything, you know, like, there's a zombie apocalypse. One of the type of people you would want on your team, like, cause I was riding with a trucker buddy one of mine. He's like, you know, somebody travels differently. Like, somebody like hitchhiking can potentially get somewhere faster than anybody else, because truckers pretty much drive the fastest you can go. A train can go faster. Time priority may, you know, certain routes. Great. There's that. Hold on one moment. Chill. My levels are going up here, so I'm assuming reconnection. It's people. They watch it on the TV. So it's hard for me to explain all the different ways that you start to view the world, you start to view people, you start to just view life in general. Like, I can leave right now, go pretty much anywhere I want to. I never made it to Maine up there. I never went to New York. I never went to Philadelphia. I got up a little bit above Baltimore. Right there, part of Pennsylvania. I think I actually might have got that Enrico Rosselli accordion in Pennsylvania. I had that big white van. I don't know if I have pictures. I may not. I don't think I've uploaded. It was the first vehicle I had on the road. And my buddy sold it to me for $1,000, and I didn't pay him all the money. I gave him $700. 5 years later, though, I just randomly gave him $300. So I made it up. It just took me a long time. It was a cool van. It was a huge monster Dodge van. So much room, dude. It was. We had a couple good road dogs in that van. Had some times. Whether you're going by vehicle, you're hitchhiking, you know, you got your backpack, or whatever vehicle. I don't mean a nice vehicle. I mean, we don't have money for, like, nice vehicles. Yeah, I had a couple of Mercedes, but I didn't pay that much for them, and I fixed them up myself. Like, you know, so I can just always tell people I just know how to polish a turd really well. But both of those Mercedes were good cars. I should never sold that first one. That thing was clean too. Everything worked on it, except for the trunk. The trunk messed up right before I sold it. Like, it wouldn't stay latched. Ugh. Annoying as shit. Especially when you got like 30 backpack and all your shit in there. Come on, Jinxie. Oh. We used the bed frame and put all our stuff on. So, take a little gander. I'll flip over. So, here's a whole TV. Oh, there's a stereo and a speaker and the fans up there by the window. Oh, here I got a computer. Now I've got two 2GB cards in there. I was trying to get this $40 card from this chick. She never got back to me. I know where another one is for $30, and I bought a computer from the same dude, and like he's solid, so I know it'd be a good little card. Which hopefully to put in there. This extra monitor, which I should be looking up for YouTube to see myself stream. Oh wait, no, here we go. There it is. Okay, so they're on a delay, but let's see if we can see how much the delay. Let's record the delay on here and make a never-ending loop of delays. It is recorded at high definition, so I was hoping that if you play it back, you know, it'll be fine. I mean, you can play it at 1080p. This phone can record up to 4K. I'm trying to think, there's a catch to it though, I can't remember. Got your card, you know. Try to do it right, have insurance, all that shit, you know, upkeep on the card. Whatever it may be. That you know, it's an alternative lifestyle. Now, there's a lot of people who live those alternative lifestyles. There's homeless people, there's, you know, different van lifers. There's the new trend thing I'm seeing. It's always been like girls and some guys just living in their car. And it's, when I watch these videos, they're like, they got like hashtag nomad and stuff, but they don't really go anywhere. Like they, you know, it's, and they have a job, so they just stay in one place and work a job, which is exactly the opposite of what a nomad would do. A nomad travels for work or food, or, you know, if you stay in one place too long, they'll start calling you a home bum, and then you're gonna live there and, you know, start, you know, doing whatever home bums do. It's so funny. But there's definitely a way we are, as opposed to other homeless people or even these van life people, because we live this lifestyle like right. We do it right. And, you know, done properly, we could just go anywhere in the world and travel forever. I mean, what do you... This is what I've been doing for like so long. I've kind of made it into a craft. Some people, you know, are like shady too, you know, like just totally lie to somebody to, you know, get money from them. I've never really been like that. Plus, I was never like that, you know, and I always try to help people. If I had something, I'd give them half to help. Extra money. That's the whole point of having. And we kind of know this, so like, and go somewhere and, you know, make a buck or two, you know, and leave and keep moving. It's just, it's a way of sustainability by moving through like society, but on the outskirts of society, on the skin of society. And, you know, we use just methods of traveling. For the past 5 years or so, I had vehicles. And I'm pretty notorious for getting my vehicles impounded because I don't have a driver's license. You know, going to jail, you know, for driving, and having to get my dogs and car or whatever I had at the time out. I'm trying to think what all I got. I got that Cadillac impounded. I got that Mercedes, the 02 Mercedes impounded. I got the Toyota RV impounded. Oh, my truck, my Chevy truck, and a camper that I went up in the mountains above Evergreen and go pick up a free camper. It was a pop-up camper, but it like had aluminum sides. It was badass. A little bit of damage, but I could have made it Nice. They didn't carry me in jail. They just left me way up in the middle of the mountains at night. You know, thankfully they let me in my sleeping bag and shit out of the truck. Like, they didn't want me to get anything else. Ridiculous, stupid shit. And a lot, the very, very high majority, there may be some that have places to go back and whatnot. It might be a town to go back to. Some people will go back to certain towns because it counties are like their home, or they go somewhere during the winter. Like, I used to like to go to Tampa for the winter. Tampa's just a cool ass place for me. Always had everything there and made good money and good camping, you know, and had friends there. So there's people moving around, you know, meeting up, and it's something that's been going on for a long time. But it's not something. That's the weird thing about it. That stream doesn't look bad, I guess. Okay, there's that software. Yeah, it looks like the microphone volume is right where I need it to be. Check. Okay, I think we're good. So, you know, a lot of the time, you know, I might hitch up to somewhere, or, you know, I've been trains hitching. Just go meet up with some homes and bills, or even, you know, I don't even like just live somewhere. Just because you're constantly moving, you got to have something to do. You know, like, there's so much to do out there that I want to leave the United States, but there's so much shit in the United States I haven't done. Like, imagine how traveling changed me here in the United States. I'll say for some people I know, you know, they went other places and traveled. My friends just went to South America and Mexico, traveled. I have friends who rode trains through there. I have friends who rode trains up through Canada. I was invited to go with a buddy of mine through Canada. I just like go to jail and get my dogs locked up. And you know, it's just, I'm not going to risk my dogs. I'm not going to put them in a situation that, you know, my dogs go to jail here, but not in another fucking country. Right, you like going to jail, huh? This dog right here, she just, oh man, terrible, huh? Cool. You love going to jail, huh? You're all happy. Weird. She's really good with like animal control and stuff, but don't let the doctor near her. She gets mad. She wants to snap at him and bite. She don't like the doctor. Nope. No, you don't. No doctors, huh? I don't like doctors. Horrifying. When we went to the vet, I had to put a muzzle on her and hold her, because I ain't never seen her like that, but I had a shelter tell me that happened because they were doing something, giving her shots or something. Every time I got my dogs locked up, I always talked them into like doing shit for them, giving me dog food and new collars and shit. Something like that always fucking happened. You turn a shitty situation into something fucking really cool, and a lot of us, you know, that's what, you know, we were doing. And you go somewhere and you'll be in some random town for a little while, doing who knows what, and then the next day, you know, we're just headed towards the other side of the country to do something. And I've done things like, there's just been so cool, like meeting people and family and like farms I've worked on, meeting friends, you know. There's the Grateful Dead, or no, it may be the Keys. I don't know. They have like a it's like a golf course, a house. I can't remember what all else was there. They had like some stages though, and let's see, Jerry's daughter was there. And then this other dude that I was talking to, he's like an old roadie for the Grateful Dead, so he was telling the stories and stuff. Well, me and my other buddy's story. We had a bunch of kids out there. There was like 12 kids, and a lot of those kids played like guitar and whatnot and sang. They all were playing. It was awesome. something like that, and that's where like the old further bus is out on the property and whatnot like that. That's a cool experience, and most people will never get to experience anything like that. That's just one thing I've done of the hundreds and hundreds of things that I've done, and that's how every kid is. Like, they've done so much crazy shit that, I picked mushrooms in Northern California, around the Mendocino area on the coast. Further in, Willits, Laytonville too, but Fort Bragg, Mendo Village, and got paid every day by how many mushrooms I picked, and camped out in the redwoods for like 2 months, and it was cool as shit. You can go to the beach and whatnot. There's some pretty cool shit to do around Fort Bragg. I don't know, it's drugs and booze. I remember drinking a lot of whiskey. I remember it raining a lot. We were getting like flooded out at camp. Depending on where we camped at, we had a couple really good camps. I've been to other places randomly. In Tennessee, it's where I met that old man. He was like 67 or 57 years old. His friends, 2 younger kids, I don't know if I'd ever met him or not. I brought him almost back to Alabama. Got him to Tennessee. He's like, I can make it the rest of the way here. I just got hit straight down. I met him flying a sign. Some little small town south of Murfreesboro. Good way south of Murfreesboro, I think. Oh yeah. See, I boiled that shit too, so it wouldn't be that tough and be tender. And it did not help. I'm about out of soda. Sugar-free soda. Can't be having those carbs. I've been cutting a lot of shit out. My health, my body, and this is the byproduct of traveling. I was drinking back in 2007, New Orleans, when I was squatting there, drinking on Pirate Steps and going to check Point Charlie's. We had out of this old squat. It was an old rehab facility, but it had been flooded out, so like everything was like kind of washed out. And it was me, this old cat named Uncle Soda, his dog Buddy. And like, other kids would come through town, so we'd like hang out with them, carry them back to the squat, and just generally hang out. But man, those were good times. I think I talked about him a bit in one of the videos. Losing track here. Should probably do another dab. Alright, Jinx, what were we talking about? I know I was mumbling on about something. Got choked up on the food, so I know it's 7 up. I can't remember what I was saying. Anyway, I'll just think of something else to say. I mean, like, I know it was a story of somewhere I was going or something. I just can't remember what it was. Short-term memory was horrible, and I don't know if it's because I smoke so much pot. I don't smoke pot. I only do dabs. And I've cut back doing that a lot too. But my short-term memory is fucked. And I don't know if it's the drugs I've done. I don't know if it's like all the weed I've smoked. I don't think, it ain't the weed. I don't even know it's drugs. My brain is just fried. It's not, because obviously I'm building computers and fucking doing all kinds of shit like that, but the Hep C, I know a lot of people that got Hep C, had Hep C. I know very few people to be treated for Hep C. I know a few people that went through the treatment and whatnot. Most of them were in the Bay Area. I know quite a few people to get hep C, which then gets cirrhosis and die. Like 3 people. That sucks. Then you also have like random fucking accidents and shit and overdoses. The random accidents seem to happen at a higher rate than other things, other lifestyle or jobs or whatever sense you look at it in. Things like falling off a train or kids just fucking disappearing. Car wrecks. I lost a couple good buddies car wrecks. And overdoses. Bad. Like real bad. And I've been traveling since like 2006, 2007. It was bad then, but there wasn't as many people doing it. So, from what I've had older friends tell me that's about the time like things started like kind of changing or evolving into this new thing. And some people, I've seen people like defend it on Facebook when I was saying something about making these and looking for people to interview. But they're like, you sound like this one chick was like, you're trying to lure kids over with alcohol? And I'm like, yes. But she was saying it in the sense of like, and this other guy was like, you probably never even traveled. And I'm like, I don't talk to like these new kids in Facebook groups, like, so they don't have no idea who I am or what I've fucking done. But it just blows my mind because I'm a pretty outspoken and loud person. I've done some things that have had me remembered. So, I know a lot of people haven't heard of me, but I'm not saying like I'm super popular or anything like that, because I'm not, but I guess my name is out there quite a bit, and people do talk about it, so I used to talk a lot of shit in the groups. I just got tired of Facebook, and I don't really use it anymore, at all. I'll use Messenger if somebody messages me, but nobody messages me, so I don't use it. Let's see. Besides, like, overdoses and just random shit, whether it's cirrhosis or, freak accidents. I had a buddy recently. He has to be dead, and I hate saying that, but I had to tell other people that I picked this motherfucker off at the hospital after he had surgery. And, well, my homegirl picked him up, but, I was like, hey, let's go pick this guy up. We gotta go get him. And anyway, he had, Crohn's disease. So he had to, like, get a lot of stuff taken out of him and all stapled up and whatnot. And, of course, as soon as he got out of the hospital, he goes to liquor store and buys half a gallon of whiskey. So we're drinking all the way back from, I think it was in Colorado Springs or Denver. He was in Denver. So we got to pick him up and go to the liquor store. And, of course, I'm like, well, maybe you shouldn't be, just cracking the bottle open right when you walk out of the... I'm pretty sure I brought him the bottle, but I was like, maybe you should crack it right outside the bottle. But he's like, bro, I'm fucking dying. He's like, there's no way around it. I'm going to die in a short amount of time. So that's why I'm like, he's not alive, but he had fun, like last day I would think as much as he could, but I don't think nobody ever knows where he's at. So I talked to him a little bit about it, but I just go out and find a peaceful place to just die and jump off a cliff or do something cool like that. He would already have to feel like shit, just going through the recovery of all that, or OD or something. Which brings me to another one: mental health. Real bad in the world in general, something that's really totally neglected. I battle with it a lot. You can see in some of my videos here when I'm just getting irate and mad or complaining about something, or I'll be like, man, I just want to say fuck all this and just go back on the road. that's because I can. And that's something that is one of the ultimate draws to it. Like, I don't have to buy into this society. All this shit, I didn't pay for none of this shit. Like, anything I'm fucking wearing, technically, you can say that I didn't pay for any of all of this. If you count GA, but that's not like me going out and earning money. It's not like me going out and playing accordion, which is a way of hustling, you know, like, of course, I've always probably made a little bit more money having 2 dogs playing accordion, because it's an image I'm putting off. I wanted to go out and play tonight, but I think I'm good. I'm gonna go to the pawn shop tomorrow and check my switch, but I could leave it in there a couple more months if I wanted to. I've got, so bring me to my next point of mental health. Me personally, I've been setting appointments and getting things ready, psychiatrists, things like that. And pretty much everybody that I know deals with some type of mental illness, whether it's suffering from addiction or whether it's like depression or, you know, anger problems, or, and a lot of these things can be like really debilitating for different people. Like, I know sometimes my anxiety gets so bad that like I can't be around people. Like, I can't go. There's times I went to the grocery store and I'm standing in line with all my shit, and something just bothers me so much I just shut the shit down, and just fucking walk out the door and be like, fuck this shit, you know? Like, I've been at the register, like, count my money, and somebody say something, or something will happen, you know? And it's usually nothing, you know? It's just gets to me, and I just like, fuck it. And it's just like anxiety and shit like that. But mostly everybody I know deals with some kind of shit like that. There are, however, other people that have attracted to this lifestyle. And it really kind of got to me one day when I saw, I think it was a Jeep commercial. It could have been like Audi or something. If it was Audi, I might feel a little bit better, but I think it's going to be like foreign. Maybe it'd be cool, you know, or something. But I do believe it was Jeep, with the girl and her dog riding in a boxcar, but it was a Jeep commercial. And I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube. You could probably look it up. Really kind of brought it to my attention how much more it was getting noticed, but even still not on a large level. Definitely far from mainstream. But if we look at like the history of all this, the first thing that's always said, what people think of when you're talking about traveling in freight trains, think about hobos. Some words that are used, word I rather like is tramp. Now, a tramp is just like somebody that, you know, he may pick up odd jobs and whatnot, or play music, or panhandle, or whatever, you know, but travels, whether it's hitchhiking, or there's different kind of tramps, you know. You could be a tramp that rides a train, you could be a leather tramp that hitchhikes, leather meaning the, like, I don't know, the leather on your shoes, I guess, for boots maybe, yeah, I guess that makes sense, yeah, and rubber tramp meaning the tires on a vehicle. They do basically the same thing, just different modes of travel. Those have been around forever. Let's see. See if I can find this article, but it's telling the difference between hobos, tramps, and bums. Okay, a hobo is a migrant worker in the United States. Hobos, tramps, and bums are generally regarded as related but distinct. A hobo travels and is willing to work. A tramp travels but avoids work if possible. That's me. And a bum neither travels nor works. I don't avoid work if possible. I enjoy working and making more money. Like, I've always been money oriented, but I also like to learn. Like, I like to get hands on and do shit. So I got into cutting trees and shit, and I was able to drop fucking big ass 150-foot pine trees. Boom, land them right where I wanted them to. That shit's awesome. Trying to get back into that. I have to get my driver's license though. That's a lot of shit to deal with. Now, of course, this is an old article, but this is something that comes from a long time ago. Now, the culture has never died. It's always been there. I guess one of the most notable things I could probably tell you about are in Britt, Iowa. It's a convention, basically a hobo convention. There's also like railroad days up in Oregon. There's other things too. There's other little towns that have like little festivals that celebrate train culture and whatnot. And with train culture, there's often included talks about hobos, because as long as there's been freight trains, there's been hobos. Now, I could go into many different aspects of this. Anything from all these old hobo signs and graffiti, which some people still use a lot of those today. I used to like drawing the Wi-Fi symbol in places that had Wi-Fi. It was so fun. You can put. There's still kind of ways you can write stuff together, but I don't see a lot of these codes used like they used them back then. Okay, okay. Well, man, I can't just read from Wikipedia. That would be plagiarism. But I'm looking at Wikipedia right now and reading the information that's on it, and there's a lot of things. So I'm going to read this from this little small part from Wikipedia, and I'll have to source this in the comments just to make sure. But as long as I'm citing it, then I'm fine. That's how you don't plagiarize stuff. If you want to use a small piece of something, you have to cite and give credit to the source. It's kind of like journalism 101. Journalism has always been a passion of mine. It's what I always wanted to really do. Like, I like to write, but I want it to be like more in journalism, write stories about things that are current, blah, 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 blah. It's kind of what I'm doing here. Anyway, I'll read this. This is kind of like 1889 at the National Hobo Convention. So this has been going on a long time. Hobo Union created in the mid-1800s to dodge anti-vagrancy laws. It's Taurus Union 63. Basically, a union makes is, if you go to a town, New Orleans still has the signs up. So does Mobile, Alabama, that says vagrants will go to jail or whatever. You could go to a new town, but if they had a vagrancy law and you weren't there like on business, or you had a certain amount of money on you, they'd carry you to jail. A lot of places in like the deep south had that in bigger cities. So they come up with Taurus Union 63, and basically what that was, if you're part of a union, then that means you're there somewhere looking to work. So they actually unionized the hobos so they wouldn't get in trouble for being able to travel and work. So he's actually, and that's been around since the 1800s. So there's so much history in this. There's stories I've heard from different people, from families, not families, but like some are families that go back way before us. So like, I know people have been riding for like, well, some people are like dead because they're old, but a lot of these people are just old and don't ride anymore anyway. But in 70s, 80s, 70s and 80s probably. I've met older people that's traveled. What is it? What are they named? Like Mama Woodstock, and I don't know. I knew a bunch of old hippies and shit. And I knew some old train riders that, just been around. There's always like crews. Somebody can be like a group of friends, basically. Nothing like a gang, but if you got your boys or whatever, even though you might be across the country, you're like, you kind of still do the same tag because, you're kind of the same clique or whatever, It sucks. Tater and Sleazy, I got good friends, and they both died. I met them both in 2015 together, and I actually known Tater since like 2007. Didn't know him well. I just had drank with him a little bit and knew him here and there. Had never really hung out with him about 2015. He's a good friend, and I was always talking about like I grew up nobody. The only people I'd ever like really traveled with like that, because I usually ride solo. I've traveled with other people, but not for too long. Like I want to go on and do my own thing. I've put people on trains and shit, and I've carried people on the road and shit, and showed them how to survive and hustle and whatnot. One of the guys is actually in the thumbnail in this video. I'm gonna say hi to him. Hey Leland, because I know you probably got a YouTube video, so I'm gonna have to send you this so you can hear me talking. Randomly meet up with him in the woods in the middle of Texas, like just crazy shit, and then see him again in Montana, in Santa Barbara. Well, he went to San Francisco with me, so there was. The longer you live this lifestyle, the more and more and more you do. If you're not staying in one place, then everything every day is changing scenery. It's something different that you're going to experience. I've heard this for a long time, and I don't know where it came from, but the life of a traveler, you learn more in the time that you're traveling than like 3 times as much as you would just normal lifestyle, because you experience so much more. I would have to say that's very true. It's not like you understand like no great wisdom or anything, but you see a lot of people's true nature. You see the true nature of the world, and see how unfair and unjust a lot of shit is, and you see how a lot of people don't care. And you also see things like how much extra there fucking is, like all the leftover food, dumpster dive and shit, all the clothes and shit like people throw away. Even people throw, like, regular people that go have jobs and whatnot, they throw away shit. That's why you see all these homeless people in cities hoarding all this shit is other people had thrown away. It's just the amount of waste and things we toss to the side is mind-blowing. Like nobody should be hungry in the world, because here in the United States we're throwing away tons of meat every day. That's perfectly fine. And the only reason they throw it away is because you can't sell it or market it. They say it's because, oh no, somebody might get sick and we'll get sued. It's fuck that. It's not good of that. It's because they can't market it and make money off of it. I would say the majority of us are like some type of anarchist or communist or socialist or just, nothing. I'm more chaos, anarchy than anything. But I'm kind of in favor of like a governing force. But I kind of like kings. I'd be a king, Get like some knights and shit like that. But like the government, that's why it was so surprising when I joined the army, because everybody was like, what? You? Yeah. I tried it, I guess I did more than try it. I was in the army. But on paper it was like 2.5 years, but it wasn't like I was really in the army in 2.5 years, because I was in jail for 8 months. So that's a whole nother story. But a lot of that and things I've seen through all of that kind of like made me want to transition into traveling so much easier because like I was already like fuck the world, you know, this place fucking sucks, blah 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 blah. Traveling was that thing I needed to like keep me going and go see, and gave me like a purpose and to do things, and that's why I don't want to stay still now. I'm like I want to go to Reno for Christmas, and you know I want to go here, I want to go there, you know, go down to Big Bear Mountain camp, or go out to Lake Havasaw, or just go out to the beach or whatever. There's an old aquatics facility here in San Francisco. I've camped in several times. It's cool to just go out and explore and shit though. Let Jinxie run around. You know, go outside. You go potty. Go outside, go poop. We all have our kind of things that we have in common, like I said. A lot of that is the way we dress. I am not dressed like that right now, except for maybe these, which I put on my new hat. I'm trying to all look clean and everything, but still have a little razzle dazzle from the previous lifestyle. I mean, it's not a previous lifestyle. I just have to take a time out for, you know, health and mental health, and I need stability in my life right now. If I ever want to accomplish any of the things I want to, I gotta have stability. And I've got a 5-year plan, and it needs stability. When it's done, I can go out country and go to South America. But just these little lighter caps on my hat. But we'd always wear like dark clothes, Carhartts, a bandana, what we call a skank, around your neck. And I would say that this image came a lot from all different types of people. You know, you got your punks, you got your scum pucks, or gutter punks, got your deadheads, you know, got your rainbows, you always got like that, those people that don't really fit into any, you know, specific group, but they just kind of still travel around and mesh in with everybody too. You got addicts, you know, there's like, a lot of people are like more hardcore addicts than the other ones. I've done a lot of shit, but like, I know it's hard to be strung out and shit, but for the most part, I just don't want to feel like that. And you know, I wanted to be out doing things. I'm not. You don't have time to move and travel and do the things I do by having habits and whatnot, like constantly. It's a little bit easier to drink and do that because you can buy booze pretty much anywhere. You can't just like get heroin anywhere, or whatever your drug of choice will be, crack or whatever, Xanax or anything of that nature. You know, even traveling was hard for me to get weed in some places, you know, like just not knowing anybody, or just an illegal state, you know. A lot of people get stuck in places, you know, and get addictions and whatnot, but it's tiring on your body. So, you know, you're out there and you're traveling, and you get tired, and, you know, you just want to go somewhere and chill, but you ain't got nowhere to go. You know, so you go to a random town, and maybe find a couple cool people and post up underneath, you know, every day, and someone do heroin. It wasn't like they were drinking, doing heroin like every day. But I mean, I knew most of the kids, and we're all cool. Nice ass area. Berkeley was still a puppy. Yeah, after I got her, I stayed here a little while and made my way north. And then she went everywhere. That was the cool thing with her. Like, she went on a lot of my adventures with me. She was with me for a good portion of that. I mean, she was born in 2009, and I got her like, I want to say it was like January, February. No, January, February, March. It had to be like March. Just those experiences with the dog traveling. I mean, that dog had been to 44 states and over 100 national forests, and you get old and whatnot sometimes. It's just, you do it for years and years, you know. You start doing it for 4 or 5 years, you're like, man, you know, this shit's carrying a backpack for 4 or 5 years, you know, and you start thinking, man, you know, maybe I should get a vehicle or something, or, you know, maybe I should go just chill somewhere in a town for like 2 months, you know. But some people do the opposite. They go chill in a town for 8 or 9. Like, no, it's not that. There's a big difference. And the people who ride hard, you know, and it's weird because, like, we can mess with like hard motorcycle riders that, like, you know, do cross country trips camping out on motorcycles and shit because, like, they ride hard. You know, it's just some of those motherfuckers are out there for a whole fucking year, you know, just traveling on a motorcycle. And, you know, it's kind of luxurious in a way, but, you know, some of the people I met, you know, it's not the nicest bikes in the world, and they get odd jobs and whatnot. And I guess sometimes they would get called a hobo, but they're definitely not like us. So the term dirty kids was used quite often. I didn't like that term because it was associated with that dirty kid couch surfing coalition and Rebecca Powell and rainbow bullshit. And I cannot stand that woman. She stole from like a little mom and pop shop. There's an old lady shop and her daughter worked there and like owned the shop and ran it. She didn't steal from it once and get caught. She stole from it twice and got caught. And then when she was like, said, hey, we're gonna press charges, a bunch of rainbows like was called and threatening the business and whatnot. Just, that's bullshit. That's what we call swag travelers. And most rainbow is swag. Like, it's not a good place you want to be. You know, they promote it like it is, but it's not. It's full of like bad drugs, people trying to slip people drugs, child trafficking, sex trafficking, murder, beatings, like, you name it. Both things for several years. Got heavily invested in it, but I just saw how much bullshit it was. They want to use that as to be good, and that's cool, you know. I'm just not gonna go to it because you're still with all those other motherfuckers. The reasons all of us would stay so separate and apart from everything is that's just who we are. You know, like, obviously everybody doesn't travel together. There's different, you know, like, groups, types of people. And they'll intermix at times. That's just because traveling, and, you know, you can be in some random town and see two like rainbows hitching through and whatever. You might stop and drink with them, you know, and chill for, you know, a couple of days and whatnot. It's not like they're your mortal enemies or anything. Like, all the punks always talk shit on the Grateful Dead kids. Like, it's just kind of a shit talking thing. I hate it. Somebody said it to me the other day. I've got fucking dead tattoos and all kinds of shit on me, shirts and all that crazy shit. And I live in San Francisco now. They're trying to think of what. You had like your folk punk kids too. They came more so, I don't know, around 2010, 2011 maybe. You can see some videos on YouTube. I've got them here on this channel. That bullshit is that type of music, but it's not. There is music that's come from travelers, particularly, and other bands have latched onto it. I still see this. I'll see like new artists on YouTube looking at these random new musicians that I don't know, and they look like us. They have the same image, the same dark clothes, patterns that we have, act like us, but they're not. They're doing that just so they can be like an image, and they may even go like hot trains and stuff, but it's not authentic. It's not real. They saw it and they wanted to copy it, and that's what they're doing. Like, I didn't see somebody cool and they was like, oh my god, I want to be a train rider. I never fucking said that shit. And I don't even really consider myself a train rider. I don't consider myself anything. I'm just a traveler. I'll use whatever mode of travel is convenient at that time. I really don't prefer trains. Most cases, it takes forever. Loud, bumpy. Berkeley fucking hated them. You want some of this dry ass steak? Oh man. I'm about to go cook this shit more. Make beef jerky out of it. I could sit here and talk to you all day about the different shit that goes into traveling. Maybe even just things we do, like on a daily basis. What are you doing, silly? Having to wake up in a new town, you don't really know the town at all, but you wake up and you gotta take shit, and you're like, what the fuck? What do you do? Especially, let's say if you're like in the downtown area, like there's nowhere to go. Stores won't let you in. There's no public bathrooms. What do you do? Well, there's shit somewhere. Well, I guess it's gonna come out, so. Always find something. I was in Oakland just when I first got here last year, and I hopped off a train in Stockton. And I went and got on the Amtrak. The Amtrak, I want to say, got there like at 1:20 in the morning. So I just stayed up, got on Amtrak. I want to say maybe took an hour to get here, maybe a couple hours. I don't really remember. And we got off and we slept somewhere. Where did we sleep? Which is where I always would sleep when I. Chew on this shit forever. I'll put it up. Still a lot of meat there. I remember in like 2011, I met these kids down in Dad just played there. I can't remember the name of the band or the city. Starts with the M. South of San Francisco. It's on the coast. I'll tell you here in one second. Let me look at maps. Anyway, I met a couple kids, a couple guys, and a girl, and they had a dog, I believe, and I had Berkeley. Berkeley wasn't as mean. She was only about 2 years old there. So she wasn't as mean. She kind of a little bit associate with other dogs. And I remember hanging out with this kid for like 2 weeks. I'm just tired, so we just stayed there. Had a good place to camp. The money was good. So we could make what we needed. People would give us food all the time. It was a nice ass town. Like it was, I want to say there's a song about it. My internet's so slow, it takes forever to load a page if I'm streaming. I'm streaming. Come on now. Oh, excuse me. And obviously getting dirty is a thing. It's not like we're living in a city and we can go to a local showers or whatever they have every day. Like you get to a new town, even if they do have it, which a lot of them don't. Like, you can't just always go to them. It's not possible. Now, there's ways to keep clean on the road. And practice good hygiene regardless. So it's just depends on the person. But regardless, you still get dirty. There's times when you get off a train, or even if you've just been hitchhiking, that you'll just get so dirty, and your clothes get dirty. So, a lot of it is smell. Every time I would go see my mom, she'd like, you smell. Take a shower, wash your clothes and shit. You don't really notice it because you're constantly traveling. You're out there with your dogs and you're backpacking all your gear. Give you an idea of what I generally carry. I've had a couple of these packs. I got this one. a couple of years ago. Oh, this Marine pack. Super good. These are like the best packs in the world. 0 degree sleeping bag. I got some laundry in here right now, but. And remember, I carry an accordion too, so I'll carry those bastards all over the country. Oh, damn, it's pouring down rain. I did this last year for about 2 weeks, and I camped out here. I got in the house and. Oh. Now I got nice clothes on. I ain't got all my road gear on. So I was gonna go out walking, but there you go. Now, I would have stuff that I use on a daily basis now. I have 2 dogs. I'm dog food on the bottom. I'm gonna go outside, play in the rain. Let me know. A tarp, something that you always have. Even if it's just a shitty little Walmart tarp. Yeah. Some of those nice brown ones, they're more thick. They're nice, you usually clip it to the back of your, in case you go sleep out in the field, lay it down, sleep on top of it in your sleeping bag. If it starts raining, roll that thing up like a burrito, and you can, as long as you're like on level ground, or even better yet, like a hill, you're not gonna get wet. Like, I've survived in like thunderstorms because of tarps, just knowing how to get in them. Oh man, that's great. When I started playing accordion, that got a little harder because I didn't want my accordion to be anywhere where water would be like that. I didn't want to take a chance. And I've ruined a couple of accordions because of the rain. On my birthday, I had a Wurlitzer. Left it outside at the farm in Texas. And a buddy of mine who came down, well, I went to pick him up from Austin, but came down to hang out with me. I'm playing Hank Williams through and shit. Letting the dogs run. And most travelers have dogs. Some have cats. Some have rats. I'm seeing some hippies get some crazy animals. Some stupid kid. This kid, I'd see him all over Facebook just doing stupid shit. I had a fucking pig. Like, pigs are, pigs are smart, they're cool, put a sweater on them or whatever. But even just the point that you're trying to carry a fucking pig on a freight train is why these kids are fucking stupid. I mean, that's it's one thing, put your dogs on their mix. Their dogs are fucking our best friends, like kids, I'm not gonna go get a pig. I know one dude that stole a goat from his chick's house to go hop train with the goat. Just to, some people are just weird, man. Like, they're shit bags and they're shit. There's one dude, and I'll say his name because he's a piece of shit. He's dead now, thank God. I don't believe in God, but think whatever. His name is Dan Bailey. Motherfucker taught me. I should never fucking. I didn't know him, so I should not trusted him. But I kind of like been buddying on Facebook. But I sent him $150 so he could send me some that we sometimes see in our society and like our lives, because it attracts those type of people. Those people can go out and panhandle and they just stupid old bitch getting big dollars, that. And they're just like, they think people are supposed to give them money. Like, oh, you got money, you should give it to me. And I'm like, no, I shouldn't. The richest motherfucker ain't got to give you shit. Like, it's almost like a sense of entitlement. I don't know, it's weird. Maybe they got used to being able to get it so much, getting money and just getting the things that you need, that it just doesn't faze them anymore. But like, I was never like that. Like, I'm not saying I wouldn't go somewhere and spend up as much money as I possibly fucking could and go blow it all in like 2 fucking days. I'd totally do that, but all I need is a gas jug, and I can get from one side of the country to another. I don't even care what vehicle. You can be in a bus. I can get gas regardless. Like it's gonna. I'm talking to the TV, huh? What are you doing? Well, I'm trying to get the story in so they have story time. Phew. And get your hair everywhere. I can also watch the video back and see how it is. Okay? Stop growling at me. Yeah, I swear. If I'm talking on the phone or if I'm talking to like a live stream, she'll start growling and getting jealous with the TV. I'm getting jealous of Taylor, huh? She's a good dog though. I think she's feeling better. She's been sick. I had to go to the vet. I think she had a UTI, I'm pretty sure. So I got antibiotics, got help with funding on the antibiotics. And dewormed her, other stuff. Yeah, I know. Had to do that over the holidays, so that kind of sucked. I also had to go to the hospital for staph again. That was horrible. I blame it just on like the tenderloin in general. It's just so disgusting and nasty out here. But staph can live in a clean environment too. Like staph thrives in hospitals. The dude from my hometown was like, "Why'd you eat staph? You're just nasty over in your apartment." I'm like, bro, no, I'm not a slob. Like, when it kind of offended me, I was like, no, man, it's not. And it's weird, people from back home, I can't really relate and talk to them anymore because I don't mean to sound mean when I say this, but I'm just on a different level than them when it comes to how the world is, and enlightenment, and just having intelligence. All the motherfuckers I grew up with just ain't very fucking smart. Like, that's why they're still in this same town they've ever fucking lived in, doing jack shit with drugs, you know? It's ridiculous. But I did some X pills down in LA, and they were all fucking fake. Pissed me off. I bought those for fucking New Year's. I couldn't believe that dude just buying them on the street or not, but usually San Francisco is pretty good. Like, it's at least gonna be real, you know? I had one, I didn't feel shit. There's two yellow ones and a blue one. They have the same stamps on them. I had the yellow one, real shit. Then I had the blue one, real shit. I had the one. Get abscess tooth, and it's hurting real bad. I'm gonna need some Lortabs. Like, shit hurts, you know. I'm not risking anything. Yeah, I don't drink anymore. Drinking was a bad thing for me because it affected my body so bad. It's affected my liver, you know, kidneys, it affected everything. It sucks. I haven't drank in a while. Smoking cigarettes sucked. I feel a lot better than I used to, just simply because I've stopped smoking cigarettes. So, I don't know. I've been wanting to do some cocaine. I always hated cocaine. I used to sell it. And I'd do it because I always fucking had it. And I was getting 8 balls for like $60. It was ridiculous from Mexico. And I also worked full time, like 60, 70 hours a week. But I also like hustled to all the other employees. Go in the bathroom, snort big on cocaine, drink. In Hot Springs, I've been in Hot Springs for like a year and a half. Off and on. I know probably a good 6 months I lived there, and I drank at every job I had there. Like, especially Cafe Caliente. I'd go in there and I'd drink 2 margaritas at work. And I waited tables. I'm not bullshitting you either. That's where I left traveling from. Took a bus to Seattle. It was similar to Homeward Bound, but we had to have somewhere to go. So we wanted to go work on the fishing boats. And I did. That's something like I wanted to do, but But that kind of, I guess, spurred me to when we really started my travels. I think I'm gonna have to just kind of start telling my story from like kind of like the beginning and when I started traveling and maybe before and how things happened in my life to lead me to traveling. So when I say this traveling lifestyle is a big part of my life, that's how most travelers feel. It is their life. That's the biggest part about their life. And we're so passionate about it. It's, you know, even if we're trying to settle down, it's still a big part of our life. And I've been trying to settle down for a few years. I had shit. Ever since about Louisiana, and I had that Cadillac. Got there and started working and shit. And rented that house. I was supposed to go to Colorado and buy property and end up fucking going to jail for nothing. In Colorado, they have a law that they can charge you with driving under the influence even if you don't have alcohol in your system. They said that I was some other guy who had 2 DWIs on his record. I don't have no DWIs. They tried to say I was some other dude that had 2 DWIs so they could hit me with 3, which would be a felony in Colorado, and I'd do a mandatory year in prison. What the fuck? So I was trying to get information if I had like warrants out or anything on that, but I couldn't find anything out. I should write that down, probably call him again tomorrow. But I gotta call the Idaho Springs, the jail, I guess. I don't know where the fucking courthouse is. It's the courthouse and the jail is in 2 different cities. One of them is Georgetown, one of them is Idaho Springs. The jail is in Georgetown. I guess the courthouse is maybe in, oh, like I am. There would be better cities, I would say, though, actually. When I was in Kansas City, when I was in down in Texas, and of Corsicana, working on that farm, there's like 3 dumpsters in Corsicana, full of everything. Like on, I want to say like Mondays, pretty sure it was Mondays, there would always be extra dairy, eggs, milk, yogurt. And one of the places, the Aldi's, wouldn't throw the stuff in the dumpsters. They'd set it down in there and set it outside. Good amount of people. That town, I was going down the coast, probably coming back from Washington State, going to that rainbow gathering up there, Monterey. That's the name of it. I don't remember the layout of the city, but I remember we slept in this like huge park by the library. We had like a little grove we could cut in and go in the bushes and just go to sleep. We drank every day. This store had Evil Eye, which was Ice Cube's alcohol drink from like the 90s. There's Evil Eye, and then they had these other ones too. I can't remember what they were called. I had my pants and shit, and then we just walk out this little grocery store. Nobody fucking knew. Like I think like 2 of them fell out of my pants, and nobody even realized what was going on. I'm trying to like stuff them back in my pants. I met up with these kids like not too long later, so we all went north. Go to Safeway, dudes just walking out, huge bags of dog food, one for their dogs, one for my dogs. Go to a new town, like nobody's gonna know if you go through the fucking deli and, you know, get some off the buffet line and load up and walk the fuck out the door. I've done that countless number of times. So many times. Especially when I had a car. You just pull up, do it, go in there and get lunch and dinner. It's horrible, but like none of us care, you know. And a lot of it, I went to jail for stealing from Walmart up in Renton. I don't think it was at the same store. No, it was just one store. I want to say just one store. I want to say I went to jail in Washington twice, but I don't remember. Well, we go to jail for, I did go, yeah. I went to jail for stealing, but it was from a different store down in, town starts with a W. It's on the very, close to the southern border of Washington and Oregon. Woodland or something like that. I stole a jacket and a nice beer. And my road dog didn't have one, so I figured I'd just steal one. I was really shitty at stealing too. Like, already have anxiety really fucking bad, so I go in there and try to steal a jacket, and I'm just like standing by it for way too long. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. I think I was drinking too, but it's just pretty damn dumb. But the judge saw that I had 2, theft charges in back-to-back time, and they're that I dated a girl who was on probation because she was stealing Blu-ray discs all the time and selling them. Remember the thing? The Blu-ray bandit. That's what I called her. It was great. She didn't do it like while she was with me. It was after. She had a boyfriend, and her boyfriend, I think her boyfriend went to prison, and she got with me. Whatever, it worked. I was leaving. Anyway, we stopped seeing each other, but she was freaking hot. I smoked Oxycontins like every day. I didn't even know you could smoke Oxycontins. I just throw them on the floor and fucking smoke them. I'd never seen nobody do that shit till I got to fucking Seattle. Cool little towns, dude. I saw so much crazy shit happen up there. Saw 2 guys they had to kill these guys, but it was like 4 guys attacking 2 guys. They were just hitting this one dude so hard and like crushing the job. There's no way they didn't kill that guy. It was brutal. And I'm just like right there. It just happened like everything happened at once. And I was just right there to see it all. And I'm like, holy shit, I hope they don't hit me. And you see shit like that. Like, hour 32 minutes. I mean, how many little stories did I just tell in that, in that time frame? When I start talking to other kids and get other opinions and all that kind of stories, show you somebody else's perspective about this lifestyle, I think it'll show a really accurate depiction of the way that we live our life. And since I'm trying to like travel internationally and whatnot, so I got to prepare for that. I want to document all that too. A lot of the people who've done this for a long time are moving on to different things because it is dying out, and I want to say it's dying out, it's getting ate up. A bunch of oogs. And when you start going places and you see these stupid kids in places that you frequent and normally go, it gets fucking annoying. It makes you just not want to go there anymore. Like, I love New Orleans. I will always go to fucking New Orleans. I don't hang out in the fucking quarters. I just don't do it. I may, like during the summer when none of the kids are fucking there, like, go down there and busk or something. But everybody goes there for fucking Halloween. Like, every year, fucking traditions. We're gonna go there and maybe to Savannah. And it's just, I don't know, it's stupid. People always went south because it's trying to go somewhere it's warm. Well, most of these kids don't realize it's not fucking warm in Louisiana in the winter. It's cold as fuck. Like, it gets below zero sometimes. It happens. Remember in Texas, it's not too far from Louisiana, of course, Canada, negative 17 degrees, like below zero. That's some crazy shit. And especially stores and the cops were like, you can sweep outside. They tried to open the bathroom for me, but they couldn't get into it. I was like, dude, we are 5-degree bags and fucking tarp. Stay warm. You want to carry around one of those old down army bags with the goose feather and goose down in it? That's the best you can get right there, but they're so fucking heavy. It's just, if you got a car, that's cool, you can throw them in it, but you can carry one of those bastards and it's heavy as shit. But they are super nice. You can get one of those of a date at 9 o'clock. Wasn't expecting that. I think I actually missed one. But yep. Okay, I'll see I got the up on here in a minute. Supposed to go get this GPU. I'm hoping go get it tonight. Not probably go get one tomorrow. A little Christmas present for myself. Oh, there's a couple other things I got. Oh. I'm not sure. Oh, there goes. Okay, so man, I had to get off here so I can see that girl was messaging me back, so I'm gonna get that, and I have a online date. It's like a video chat, but it's I don't know. The girl asked me to do it. Like, whatever. I ain't got shit to do. I'll fucking video chat with you, but I have no idea what it's really supposed to be about. I guess you just talk like before you try to meet one another. I don't really want to meet nobody, so my mental health counselor downstairs was like, you need to go out and meet people and do stuff. I'm like, no, I don't. Most of my life I've lived having to deal with people day-to-day interactions. I know enough people. I have 300 people on Facebook. That's all. 300 even. I know every person on there, like, pretty well. And it's not that I associate with them all the time, but like I know them pretty good. Like, I would consider them an acquaintance of mine. Maybe not best friends or anything, but close friends or not like that. But definitely an acquaintance. But I can't be drinking sugar like that. Cut out carbs and things like that. So he keeps me stocked up. I'm gonna miss that lifestyle. And once I get past the first of the year and get all this shit going, they got 2 of them are pretty much just ready to be wrote and edited, and